So even though he's getting a couple more Hellions, we'll have to see if he decides to go for a drop there, which is going to be quite risky with the Spore Crawlers, or whether he just sticks to going and trying to attack on the ground. But we got some Maulings kind of wandering around from Cella, and it looks like he's getting that third base now. And we got a Raven coming out for Silver, and he's got that siege tank just at the front of his base, and he's got a kind of almost a wall here, but he's got decent defense at his front door. He's got the siege tank up here, he's got the bunker, and then he's got a couple of Hellions behind. So Cella's going to know he's getting some more bunkers. More Hellions out, and it looks like this Banshee is able to attack these two gases, and this 4-quarter isn't in close enough. But the Queen is there to defend, so that's going to push that away. And it looks like so we've got a third base coming up for Cella. We haven't got anything coming up in terms of expansions over here for Silver, but he's still way behind on the economy. He's got 16 less drones, and Cella's still only just got mainly Zerglings at the moment, and we'll just have to see. Yep, he's getting his Spire up, so he'll probably get some Mutalisks out, because obviously with the kind of more factory-based play, we've got tanks, we've got Hellions, and they're going to be able to do absolutely nothing against Mutalisks, but we do have an armory now coming down, so some Vikings and an armory presumably for Thors, and starting to get some missile turrets in his base. So Silver knows that this Mutalisk attack's going to come. Where's the Spire? So the Spire's there. Oop, that was a bit of a mistake. See if we can get some vision of Silver. So he hadn't actually seen the Spire, but he does know it's coming, and these Zerglings now attacking these back rocks. So if Silver does decide to take down his own back rocks, then Cella should be able to stream quite a few Zerglings in. It looks like he's moving out for a drop, just with a couple of Hellions. Going to try and do a bit more of an economic harass up here at the main of Cella, and I think they still don't have that blue flame upgrade, so he's just going to have the couple here that's going to waiting around for a bit. Cella's got another hatchery up going up in his main, and yep, we got no drones taken down so far. A couple of drones go down, and we'll see how many he managed to get. It's only 3 so far, so it's not really been particularly effective, but he obviously hasn't lost a Hellion yet, so it's not too bad. He just managed to kill 3 drones, stops the mining for a bit, but now we've got all those Mutalisks out, and they're going to be able to put on a lot of pressure, especially against this kind of mostly mech, non-anti-air army at the moment. So assuming on the production tab, we've got a Thor coming out, but he's going to manage to probably take down this medevac. Oh, it does drop the Hellions, and they're able to run away. They'll probably soon get caught up by the Mutalisks, and they'll be able to take them down as well. So it looks like at the main, we've got a third command center coming down, we've got a Banshee, and we've got a missile turret, but we've got no real anti-air yet. So we've got a couple of Vikings now just floating over, but they can get taken down fairly easily by just the Mutalisks, but with the Thor in backup, it's got quite a nice defense going on now, so Cella's just able to kind of expand, get an economic lead, just kind of expand all over the map. We'll have to see if he gets a 4th base soon, which wouldn't be too surprising. So he's got quite a few minerals, quite a bit of gas, and he's just kind of using these Mutalisks just to kind of keep Silver off guard, make sure that he's not pushing out, make sure that he's not getting that expansion up yet. And it'll be quite difficult for Silver to kind of push out and get a 3rd expansion, because he's going to have to kind of use his army, and we got the Mutalisks coming in, and a few hits from the Thor, sees the missile turret and decides to back off. So it's going to be quite difficult for Silver to get another expansion, because we've got a pretty mobile army here from Cella, and the bases are pretty spread out, so if he decides to try for this 3rd, then he's going to have quite a distance up here by ground, so it's going to be quite difficult for him to defend against the Mutalisks, so they can just kind of bounce back between his natural and his 3rd expansion. So he's going to have to either get quite a lot of turrets up there, or get quite a lot of just a unit tab. So he's got a couple of Thors out, so get some more Thors out, make sure he's got enough Vikings so that he's quite mobile against these Mutalisks. And we've got a 4th base now coming down in this bottom for Cella, and he's just kind of flying around with these Mutalisks, seeing what he can do, kind of seeing if there's any stray units that he can put a bit of pressure on, but nothing there at the moment. And he's getting speed and armor for his ground troops, and he just kind of had a bit of a poke there, I think, with Zergling. So he's getting speed and some armor for his ground troops. So at the moment it's not upgrades on the ground, not on the air, and it looks like these Mutalisks are going to try and come in and see if they can do anything, but they can't do anything at the moment. Just check on the upgrades for the Thors, nothing for the Thors yet, and nothing for the Hellions, but they are moving out, and it looks like we're going to see Silver move out, see what he can do. But these Mutalisks come in, and he's kind of had to hold off a slight bit, try and use these Vikings against the Mutalisks, but there's just so many Mutalisks that this many Vikings isn't going to do much, so he's going to have to be really careful to keep these Vikings and Thors alive against these Mutalisks, and it looks like he's going to take the 3rd base here, which is kind of quite good because he can defend with siege tanks from up here, but obviously it's even closer to Cella's base, so he's kind of expanding towards Cella, and it's going to be kind of difficult to hold, although he can just kind of move up his siege tanks. But if Cella decides to put his Mutalisks around here, it looks like Silver's putting up quite a few turrets just to defend against that, so Cella can't come kind of behind his base. So, and he's got a planetary fortress, so it's going to be quite difficult for Cella to attack this by kind of ground, but if he does get his Mutalisks, and if he does decide to get some Mutalisk upgrades, then That could be quite good, and I'm not sure whether he could put an infester in fact up here and just kind of use a fungal growth down from that ledge up there onto the SCVs, because a couple of fungal growths will kill SCVs pretty quickly. So I'll have to see if he does decide to try and get an infester up there, and it looks like we're going to have quite a forward kind of sensor tower just so that he can keep track of what Cella's doing. Looks like he's going to go in, and he should be able to take those distant turrets quite quickly, especially if he doesn't pull SCVs to defend him. Nope, he doesn't manage to, so he's taking down both of these turrets, and he's going to be able to create quite a few SCVs. We just take the unit count, it's 58 against 65 at the moment. But no, these SCVs have managed to run away, and they're mostly alive, but he's going to take down this Thor here. And he's going to try and take down another Thor as well, so we've got a couple of Vikings here just taking a few pot shots, but if he manages to kill both of these Thors, then that's going to be quite a big win for Cella so far, and he's just going to have to run away. But we've got three more Thors coming in, so they're going to do a lot of damage, and Cella's going to pull away. So he did lose quite a few Mutalisks there, but he has decided to switch to Roaches against these Thors. So these Mutalisks are kind of a bit sacrificial. They're just going to do as much damage as they can, and he's going to manage to take both of these Mules down, so that's very nice. That's pretty much a waste of 100 energy completely, and it's going to really hurt Silver in the short term, trying to get his econ back up, especially after he's been stopped mining. Got to put down some more turrets, use up even more minerals, and these few Mutalisks are still left, and they managed to do quite a bit of damage. And Cella's approaching kind of the 200 army cap, so he's at 170 at the moment. He's supply blocked himself for now, but obviously these Mutalisks aren't going to be worth much anymore fairly soon with all these Thors out and with all the turrets everywhere, so he's just kind of using them to do as much damage as he can while they're still alive. And in the meantime, he's building up a Roach army, he's getting quite a few Zerglings out, and those Zerglings are going to absolutely melt to this many Hellions, which would also have +1 armor. So the Thors and the Hellions both have +1 armor. It looks like Cella's coming in, and he might be able to come in and surround from behind on his army. So he's using the Blue Flame Hellions, he's got the Raven out, so he's able to take down all these creep tumors, which is going to hurt. But these Thors going down from behind, and these Roaches just coming in and able to take down absolutely everything. Oh wow, that's a nice bit of positioning there by Cella. He comes in from behind, he's able to take down all of these Thors pretty easily, pull one at the back, and wow. That's nice, and even though he's got a few Banshees out, if he decides to use his Mutalisks against the Banshees, they'll be able to take them down. He'll use the Roaches against the Thors, and even though they're kind of backing away to this nicely defended area with the Planetary Fortress, he's still able to take a lot of them down, and he's just going to use his Roaches probably to attack the natural. So this one Thor, ouch, that's got to hurt. Just has a few HP left, and he decides to suicide that Roach, and then very helpfully takes out that final Thor. Because of less HP, and now he's stopping mining completely as expansion. These Banshees able to just kind of do a bit of work on the Roaches, but the Roaches is just getting enough damage off it, it doesn't really matter. And Cella's already macroed back up to 175 supply, we've got 108 for Silver, so he's managed to do a heck of a lot of damage. And these Roaches have been really effective, nice switch, and it doesn't look like Silver was really expecting this many Roaches to come out, so I'm not quite sure how he managed to just kind of completely miss this. Just went heavy Hellion, heavy Thor, which is really good against Mutalisk and Ling, but when you go into a heavy Roach, then these Hellions were able to do not a huge amount, and yet we got some more Mutalisks out, we got a lot more Roaches out, some Infestors out now finally. So he's going to be able to just do a lot of damage, and when he catches these Banshees like that, then they just go down super easy. And now apparently it looks like the PDD had blocked the Mutalisk attacks, but obviously with this many Mutalisks it doesn't really matter, and they can just take the PDD down. So Silver kind of trying to micro up again. He didn't lose too many SCVs, but he did lose quite a bit of mining time and a lot of army, so it was mainly the army that got taken down. So Cella kind of doing quite a lot of damage, keeping that Terran army small, stopping him getting a huge ball of Thors out, which would really hurt him if he did try and go in with the Mutalisks. And he's got quite a lot of Lings out now, so I think he managed to take down, yeah, all but 2 Hellions. So he just got 2 Hellions and a lot of Lings, so these Lings will be able to just try and get a surround off on the Thors and take them down pretty quickly, and with these Mutalisks in support and the Roaches as well. There's just so many units, all of which are going to be really effective against these Thors, especially if he controls Mutalisks well like it has been so far, with a bit of the magic box trick. So you can see him just running in and just getting right on top of those Thors. Thors go down really quickly, these SCVs can't get into surround because these Lings are already all around the base, and then he fungal growths the SCVs nicely, and then he's just got these Roaches eating up the Thors, eating up the SCVs, the Mutalisks eat up the Thors, the Lings just surround them, and he can just destroy this entire army. And now he's just got Mutalisks against the ground-based army, so he can just do all the damage he wants without any threat of anything coming in. And it looks like this game's pretty much over now. So Cella managed to keep that Thor down, he managed to do a nice switch into the Roaches against the Thor and the Hellion army, and Silver just didn't really seem to be expecting it, and he just overcommitted on the Hellions, overcommitted on the Thors, and he got caught out of position, and Cella takes down Silver. So well played there from Cella, managed to get a nice economic lead and just kind of pretty much just outplayed Silver, managed to get the right units at the right times. So Well done, my Cella, and I hope you enjoyed the commentary. I hope you'll watch some more.